Hi everybody, and welcome back to my studio. Today I wanted to do a nice twilight, sunset, summer scene that I saw the other day and try to put it on the canvas. What I have is a canvas and it's just been prepared with some liquid white. And what we're going to do is we're going to go into just a little bit of cadmium yellow, and I'm going to pick a spot somewhere there and just sort of work it out until it's sort of gone. Next, I'm going to go into some yellow ochre. It's a little bit more golden. And on the outsides of those areas, I'm going to add some of the yellow ochre. And then, to that, a little bit of Indian yellow. And finally, a little bit of the bright red, just a bit. Beat it really hard into your brush, like this, so you get a good sort of even distribution. Just barely sort of touch the canvas. Maybe that goes on up there, because you don't really know. Then, the last thing I'm going to do is with the same brush, I'm going to go into the white. I'm really going to start brightening up down here. Maybe a little bit more white. There, that's done. And then what I'd seen in the sky that day is I actually saw that there was still some blue in the sky. So I'm going to take a clean brush now, go into my blue, just a little, and I stroke. Just up here in the corners where I really saw the blue that I saw. And then with a clean brush, I'm going to start from the whitest point, and I'm going to start blending it out. I'm not going into the blue yet. The blue is going to have to come last, because blue plus yellow makes green, and that's the last thing we want. If you're doing a sunrise or a sunset, you can go blue into red, and that'll make purple, and that's okay, but you don't want a green sky. Something like that. And then for a little bit of water, I'm going to go into some phthalo blue, and maybe some Prussian blue, and maybe a tiny little bit of brown just to dull it. That should be okay. And then from the outside in. And over here from the outside in. And then clean brush again. Blend it all together. I think that brush has seen better days. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start adding the clouds. And the clouds that I saw were really dark blue. And that's why I liked it so much, because there was a lot of beautiful contrast with that. Now, the name of the game today is called Don't Make Green. We have a lot of yellow, and we have a lot of blue. So we don't want to make green. So I'm just adding a little bit of paint thinner to my phthalo blue. And what I'm hoping that'll do is, because a thin paint will stick to a thick paint, I'm not going to get any mixing. Just like that. And I remember there was a big cloud here. Don't stay in one space too long. If you stay in one space too long, you'll get into trouble with your cloud. This one blew up that. There's a few clouds out there. But wait, remember the game is don't make green. If you start seeing that your paint starts to turn a little bit green, reload, maybe reapply some more paint then. But remember, the game is don't make green. Something like that. Now, in the span of a few minutes, I've used all my brushes, so pardon me while I clean one off. Shake off the excess. Beat the devil out of it. And then with these brushes, I'm just going to start blending the bottoms of these clouds. So I'm going to leave like these top edges alone. Blend the bottom and done nothing, all this seems like mist. And then just very, very gently, because you don't want to make green, pick them up. Cut off your strings. Beat off any excess. And let's add a little bit of highlight to those. These clouds, when I saw them, they were quite highlighted by the sunset. So I'm just going to go into that bright red. And white. A little bit more red. Trying to get something close to purple. Just hit the top of these clouds. Don't make green. With the same color, you can do some streaky things. Maybe even a little bit more white. I want this one to get some actual good white, so I'm going to go into liquid white. And just blend it again. Blend these clouds, make them really soft. Make them really soft clouds if you like. looks pretty good. Next thing I'm going to add to this one is going to be like a mountain. So to make a mountain, a little bit of phthalo blue, Prussian blue, lamp black, Van Dyke brown, colors are in crimson. Basically all those really dark colors, more crimson. Pull it flat. And we're only really concerned with the top part of our mountain. And this mountain maybe not so big, maybe it's kind of far away. There, maybe he has 2 peaks. And then scrape off as much of the paint as you can. That's going to make it a lot easier to add snow to the mountain if you have to put the snow on so that it breaks. Clean that off. And then to do this mountain, I'm going to do a little bit of bright red and a little bit of white. And I'm just going to follow the shapes of the mountain. Like that. Like that look for this mountain. And then for the shadow color, I think the shadow is going to be just pure Prussian blue. With maybe a little bit of the white that was just left on the brush. Maybe a little more white than that. Lighten it just a bit. There we go. And just carefully and gently, super gentle. The whole point of to lay the snow down and get these nice little effects, that all comes down to your gentleness. And anybody can be gentle. Anybody at all can be gentle. Then, you start tapping out the bottom of this mountain with a clean brush. Give me a moment to clean the brush. Yeah. And then I should be able to start tapping the bottom out. Tapping. Got a bit. It's got a little bit of the paint thinner on it. That's okay. And I'm just tapping the bottom of the mountain out. Really gently pull up, and that should take out any of the brush strokes or any of that nasty business with the paint thinner. You don't have to worry too much, and if it's there, you just go through your water again. This style of painting is really good for teaching you not to worry about too many different things. Now what I think I want to start adding a few trees. So I'll take the same mountain color. For that, I'm just going to go with some sap green and some mountain color. So I have basically just a really dark green. And these trees are going to be kind of out here, maybe a little bit. These ones are really far away. We're not going to see a lot of detail or anything. So you can get by doing kind of upstrokes. You might be noticing I'm sweating quite a bit today. That's because it's about 37 degrees here today in Matsumoto, Japan. And I'm a Canadian. Where I'm from in Canada, it almost never gets up higher than 31 degrees. So it's quite unusual for me, prior to coming to Japan, to be experiencing such hot temperatures. These ones get smaller again. They're farther away. Then I'm going to take another clean brush. Make sure this one's good and dry this time. Today's your brush cleaning episode too. I'm just going to start pulling down. Making little reflections in the water. And very, very gentle to the side. Let's add a little water line. Same old purple we had earlier. Cut it in. Good. So far, so good. This would be a really nice place, I think, for like an island. On a hot day like this, sometimes we used to go out swimming, and in lots of lakes, there'd always be an island somewhere. It was the exact same island no matter where you went. It always had 2 evergreen trees on it. So there's that evergreen tree. And where's the other one? Here's the other one. And the exact same thing you did, just take it, pull down. And it's a bit closer to us, so we're going to pull down more. If it's really far away, you pull down just a little. And then you can start highlighting that little mountain, that little island. So take some sap green and some cadmium yellow. I'd say at this point probably more sap green than yellow. bit dark. Maybe even add some brown. And actually, before we even do that, I'm going to add the trunk of the tree. Just take some Van Dyke brown, split tree, and then punch. And start highlighting that tree. And some push up things. Grass. Push up a little bit of grass. Keep some dark spots though. Reflect that tree into the water. Let's go here. If the tree was made by pushing down, you push up. Go down real gentle. I'm going to brighten a few of those highlights up, especially more towards the top of the tree. Right here. Yeah, it's probably getting some more sun, I think, up there. Don't have a whole lot going on over on this side. One thing I haven't done yet, too many episodes, I haven't done a whole lot of like basic. I've always done a lot of these kinds of evergreen trees. I like the evergreen trees. They're very easy to make. They're very, very fast. But let's say you want leaf trees. You use the same dark color we used there, and you just push. Push hard. Let the bristles sort of bend. A lot of people know Bob Ross, but not very many people know William Alexander. He's the guy who taught Bob Ross his painting technique. And William Alexander, he always used to start his episode with taking the paintbrush and just attack it. But I don't know. You do have to be really firm though, because that's how you'll get these individual leaves, and that's how you'll get it to look more leaf-like, more like a tree. So in here, I'm going to start adding some branches. So I'm going to go to my liner brush, to the liquid white, and these kind of trees, they come in like clumps. So you add lots of branches, lots of things here in the back. A lot of it's going to get covered up. No matter what kind of tree you're painting, I think it's good advice to sort of think that all trees are basically sandwiches when you're painting them. You paint the back of the tree, then you paint the middle of the tree, then you paint the outside of the tree. There, that tree has some bones. And then to highlight the tree, well, we'll save highlighting for later, because I'm going to use this brush to highlight it, but I want to do some more dark things over here. Or not, maybe I don't. I think what I might do, the painting's pretty balanced right now. I might just add a few more of those guys and maybe like one slightly more distinct tree. And he can be reflected down too. Change the routine, pull it down. The side. Water line. And a few little highlights on it. If more distinct, you'll get a few more. Still pretty dark. He's far back. A lot of people ask me where I get the ideas for these paintings. And they're usually quite impressed when I often have to tell them, like, a lot of it is imagination. Painting's really good way to train your imagination to see things and to look at nature and try to, and really feel it in yourself that you want to copy it. I saw a really nice sky the other day, and that's really all I wanted to accomplish in my painting, was a nice sky. But then the rest of it, it just sort of goes on autopilot. Once you learn how to do these things, like painting the trees and learning how to paint paint the skies and paint the mountains, then you're really, really opened up to freely compose your paintings. And I think that's really important. This is just that dark, dirty brush, but with some yellow on it. Just really, really carefully, just sort of touching and going. And I'm focusing on keeping some dark spots. The dark spots are really what's bringing the three-dimensionality to this tree. So in order to accomplish that, you really have to hit the light might be hitting the tree. Heavy load. Maybe I think it needs a little bit of a bright spot somewhere. Yeah, these ones out here, they're going to get a lot of light. Just a little bit more cover up them. And down here, we're going to start doing like individual bushes. So you have lots of different colors here. Don't be afraid to use them all. And just push up. Change the color. Different colors that you add really end up adding the idea of different colored bushes, different bushes and trees. Just bending the brush. In these dark spots, you can take the knife and just little branches and twigs that might be in there. Sticks and things, little details. In fact, we could have just done branches on the tree using these. You can too if you want maybe a branch to sort of poke out in front. That's all you gotta do. And I think that's just about a finished painting. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sign it. Go into the paint thinner, bright red. And sign another one. Alright. Thank you very much for watching today's episode. I hope it was really fun for you. I'll see you guys around. Bye.